So I'm just going to get straight into it. This is exactly how my clipping agency secretly blew up Chains for Real's face reveal, and I'm going to run you through the exact step-by-step process and how we generated him over 170 million views within 2 weeks, and also how we've posted over 2,000 videos. If you go on TikTok, look up Chains for Real and see all of the viral Chains for Real content. This is done and posted by our clipping agency. Here's a screenshot of 174 million views at a 7-cent CPM. Here's a screenshot that Chains for Real sent us of his subscriber count before working with us right here and after. You see this absolute monstrosity of that graph spike. So I'm going to run you guys through the exact step-by-step process and how we even achieved this much volume and how we hit that 174 million view mark in the span of just 2 weeks, and also how we increased his subscriber count tremendously. So there's going to be 4 different steps. You have the goal, you have the system, you have the campaign optimization, and then we have the scaling. So let's start with the goal. So the goal was pretty simple, and the goal was to build hype around Chains for Real's 5 million subscriber face reveal. And if you don't know who Chains is, he's never shown his face on his YouTube channel. His YouTube channel is a comedy-based channel around faceless YouTube videos. So the goal was to increase his subscriber count, so when he hit 5 million subscribers, he was dropping a face reveal, and we were clipping up until that moment where we would spark curiosity around what he actually looks like the meme style. Is he black? Is he white? Is he Asian? Is he attractive? Is he ugly? So just sparking curiosity around the entire thing. So before I get any further, I also wanted to touch on how clipping is the new gold rush for clippers and creators, and I'm going to show you exactly why this statement is true leading into the system. So part 1 was the community. So within our free community of 12,000 plus clippers, we launched 3 Chains for Real clipping campaigns. So for Chains, we've ran 3 clipping campaigns. We're actually running 1 as we speak, but the first 2 were to spark curiosity, like I talked about, around what he actually looks like. And then once he hit 5 million subscribers and he dropped his face reveal, which was actually Marlon just pretending to be Chains, which of course we know that it's not Marlon, we made another campaign around that actual video to spark conversation around the entire face reveal, and it just gets more eyes to him, and it's a win-win, and I'll explain more of that in a second. But the clippers get paid per 1,000 views on the clips they submit to these campaigns, and the RPM varies per campaign. So the RPM, or you could say CPM, is the rate per 1,000 views that the clippers get paid when they submit clips, and you can set a minimum payout and a maximum payout on each of these campaigns. So a clipper has to reach a certain threshold on their views before their video can even get approved, and also a max payout, meaning if they exceed a certain amount of views, the max they can make per that one video is whatever you set it at. So let's say the max payout is $200 and the CPM is $1 and they get 5 million views on that video. The most they can make on that one video is $200. So it's super good for the client, but the clippers also know that this is in place. So the clippers have to follow an SOP attached to the campaigns, so they aren't just blindly making clips that won't help the creator. Because you're probably wondering, how do they know what to clip, what to do? There's always going to be rules attached to these campaigns. You see right here, this is the rules we had attached for the Chains, and it just outlines everything that the clippers need to follow, like how to set up their accounts, how to create the clip, what to include in the caption, like the CTA, the hashtags, the style we're going for, everything that they need to know, like the target audience, everything they need to know is in this document. So this is what we do across all of our campaigns. And you see right here, this is what the CPM looks like on the campaigns. I'll kind of talk more about this in the optimization section, but it was 50 cents per 1,000 views on all 3 platforms, and we had a $5 minimum, meaning that's 10,000 views before their video can even get approved, and then a $50 max payout, meaning the most they can make for one video is $50. Even though we had multiple videos going viral, the most they can make on those videos were $50. I mean, you can see right here, we had a video hit 12.8 million views, we had a video hit 8.9 million views, and we had a video hit 6.8 million views, and the most they made on those videos were $50, which is absolutely insane. And we had over 2,000 submissions, and we were getting hundreds and hundreds every single day, especially on the new campaign that we are running right now. So let's talk about campaign optimization. This is basically how we made sure that these campaigns were running smoothly and how we even made Chains go viral and efficiently. The issue off the bat was we had too many clips going viral too soon, which I know it's a good issue to have, but our initial CPM was $1 and the max payout was $300, which caused the campaign budget to be spent way too fast. Like, it was getting drained way too fast, so we had to act quick. And when it's spent fast, it's not necessarily good for the client, because we know the content is doing good and we know we can make this budget last longer and we can get more views in the long run. So the solution was we had to optimize fast before the whole 7K clipping budget was paid out too fast. I guess I said 7K because that's how much was in the budget at the time. What we did was decrease the CPM from $1 to 50 cents per 1,000 views, and we increased the minimum views from 3K to 10K, and then we just lowered the max payout to $50 like I talked about earlier. Usually this much change would hurt us, since our clippers would just be discouraged and choose to clip other clipping campaigns. But these clips, like I'm telling you, were so easy to make, and most of them were just going viral left and right because we were a little lenient on the rules on how the clippers had to make their clips. So they were so easy, and the clippers knew how easy they were, so they're not getting discouraged and, like I said, going to other clipping campaigns. So this all helped the budget just last way longer and decrease the overall CPM like I talked about earlier. This 7-cent CPM was all because of this optimization. And when videos go viral and hit 12 million views, 6 million views, 7 million views, whatever, it's going to decrease the overall CPM because you have that hard cap on how much they can earn per clip, which is super good for the client because you're spending literal pennies for your CPM. So yeah, since the videos were getting millions of views and reached the max payout, that's exactly why the CPM is so low. And then moving on to scaling. So now what? So once we've hit over 170 million views, this is our stats so far for the month. 170 million plus views for Chains for Real through clips, 7-cent CPM versus the 50-cent original. Technically, you could say $1 original because that's what we started at in the beginning. 2,324 clips submitted. This is way higher now because we have a current active campaign. 164 clips approved, meaning only the approved videos are getting paid out and draining the campaign budgets, and over $9,500 paid out to clippers. So I wanted to talk about the little cycle right here through clipping, because a lot of people know clipping exists. Some people are against clipping because they think it's frying people's brains, or it's not necessarily a good thing to have on the content ecosystem. But if I'm being completely honest, mass clipping equals more eyes, equals more subscribers. In his case, equals long-term subscribers, equals more money. And this theory can be applied to literally any niche with clipping, like brands, creators, podcasts, software, apps, any company, literally any company ever, any creator ever could use clipping to their advantage. And yeah, that's exactly how my clipping agency helped Chains for Real scale and blow up through clipping. And if you're curious or have any questions around this entire system or anything regarding clipping, just DM me on Instagram. I'll put the link in the description. Or if you're a creator, a brand, an influencer, literally any niche at all, and you think you can benefit from clipping and get more eyes everywhere through mass content distribution, I'll put the link to our website. Head on to that website, book a call with us, and we'll chat on how we can actually make this happen for you. But anyways, I'll see you guys on the next one. Cheers.